Yo guys, what's going on? It's Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about helmet flashlights versus weapon flashlights. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have two super thanks shoutouts we have to give, and then we'll hop right in. First one's going to be from Superstar220. He said, love the vids, dude, and the PVE videos are the best. Any tips on finding PMCs on woods? I linked him our woods PMC spawn video, so hopefully, Superstar, you did get those PMCs eventually. And then the second one here today is from Antonio once again. He said, awesome video. I played Factory pretty much to get XP before getting killed by Tagilla. Yeah, Tagilla's no fun. He does not like you farming all his friends. So I can understand it. But thank you both so much for the support. Let's hop right in. So, as I already stated, and the title probably has something to do with, we are going to be talking about flashlights you can put on your weapons and flashlights that are on your helmet. Now, these are going to be mostly the same flashlights, but they do have a couple differences you definitely need to know about, and we're going to talk about both and what I like and what I dislike. Alright, so we are on Factory, and I decided to come at night to give you a nice video comparison here today, and what I like about both and what I don't like about both. So we're going to start with the helmet flashlight because that's probably the one you are not the most familiar with. We've all put flashlights on our weapons. We all pretty much know how they work, but some of you might not even have known you could actually put flashlights on your helmet. So if there is a gear slot on there, then you will be able to put that on. You can see the little rail right on the side there. So make sure you're checking your helmets if this is something you might be interested in actually doing in your raids. So to enable our helmet flashlight, we're going to be pressing H, and there is an animation for it as well. And to actually switch the modes on the flashlight, now this would, apply to whether you have maybe an IR light and you're running night vision or something like that. If there's any, dual compatibility where you can have the flashlight on and have NVGs. So to switch your mode on your flashlight, it's going to be Control H, as you can see right here. There is a laser, there is just the laser, and there is the flashlight. So when it comes to the laser, for example, that's not going to help you whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. But, if you have something that actually would be more applicable in your situations, then obviously that is how you change the mode on your helmet flashlight. So the biggest pro to running a helmet flashlight is no matter where your weapon is at, whatever weapon orientation you have, you will still have a relatively straight beam of light directly centered on your screen. So if I free look up, so you can see I am looking right at this wall. If I free look up, the beam is now on the wall. So when it comes to your orientation of your head, no matter where you're looking, that is where the beam of light will be, regardless of the orientation of your weapon. So you can see while the weapon is down, everywhere I am looking is illuminated. So that is obviously the biggest pro of the helmet flashlight. But the one thing I actually don't like about it is it's not 100% center. And I don't know if there's a good way for me to show you this or not. If we get here with the wall and kind of where our reticle is. The beam is angled down. And it's like 10 to 20 degrees down from the center of your screen. This is what bugs me the most, and it actually gives me borderline motion sickness when using them in dark areas. And it's why I've actually gone back to fully running weapon flashlights only, even though sometimes when my weapon is not correctly oriented, I won't be able to see in certain instances. But because that the beam is actually angled down and not angled straight forward, it has been a huge con for me and has been the biggest reason why I stopped using them. So turning this off, we are going to switch over to our weapon flashlight, and I have a fairly dim flashlight on. Obviously, other flashlights are going to illuminate a lot more. They're going to have more lumens. They're going to be stronger, more powerful direct beams. But in my instance, the flashlight that I do have on, the reason I like it so much is because it is not only straight facing, it's not pointed down, but it casts a lot further. So we are looking pretty much perfectly at the wall across the room. If we turn our weapon flashlight off and our helmet flashlight on, to me, it just seems like a poor picture. That's just my personal opinion as well. It still illuminates the wall. I can still see the wall, but when it comes to my weapon flashlight, I just feel like it's brighter. I feel like it's a more direct, centered beam, and it just allows me to acquire targets quicker. Now, obviously, the biggest con why you have a flash on your weapon is while you're running, you can't see jack shit. And this is where, if you really wanted to, you could combine both, which is something I had done a little bit, but I really didn't see it worth it because, you know, I'm still going to have to regen my stamina. I'm still going to get my weapon up. And typically, if I'm sprinting in, you know, long fields or something at night, I'm going to have NVGs on. And if I'm sprinting down dark hallways in dorms or something, and I'll just need to, you know, recalibrate how I'm playing, because when it comes to PvE, I really have been playing slower and more methodical because it's kind of how the game's meant to be played. But with the AI having basically aim lock, you just have to play slower if you want to live more. It's just kind of how it is. So when it comes to both the flashlights combined, you know, it's like I was just saying, when you're running around with your flashlight on your weapon, and you're just traversing the map, having the helmet flashlight on is definitely a pro. And don't get me wrong, most of us in PvE right now are pretty wealthy, and you can probably afford to put an 18K flashlight on your helmet and just give you that utility if you need it in whatever situation you might. But when it comes to a direct comparison on what you should use, in my opinion, I think weapon flashlights are going to take the win, but helmet flashlights aren't bad either. It's just situational and personal preference. I will say, if the helmet flashlight was angled forward, just straight, and a more direct beam, I would use it a lot more. That is the only thing that has stopped me from using it consistently. And, you know, once again, just personal preference. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like. And, of course, make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more PvE content. Appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.